I am back, you guys, to share with you 3 more delicious recipes. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kira if you are new, and today I'm sharing with you 3 more delicious recipes. You guys said more food videos. You want to see me back to sharing recipes once a week like I used to, so I am back to do that with you at least as much as I possibly can. And so today I have another set of 3 super easy recipes. These are all dump meals, whether you're dumping it into a dish to make a cake or dumping it into a crock pot. It's literally that easy what I have for you. I want to bring you guys things that you can do quick and easy and not a whole lot of steps because I know we're all super busy. If you guys hear my daughter in the background or my cat meowing or my dog barking, it is a bit chaotic here, but if you are new, I have 3 kids, a husband, and 3 pets, and so it's never quiet in here at all. But I'm excited to share with you what I'm making today. I have a chocolate dump cake, I have a chicken and dumplings, and then I also have a Aztec chicken, which is like a taco dish. But we're going to start off with that dump cake first because nothing like diving into the sweet before you get into the dinner, right? I am the dessert before the dinner person. So for this recipe, you're going to need some perfectly moist devil's food cake, or you can really use any chocolate cake mix. I'm just using the Duncan Hines kind. You need a box of Jello pudding mix. You need 2 cups of milk. You're going to need 4 tablespoons of butter that is melted but then starting to cool. You're going to need 2 cups of chocolate chips. I have regular chocolate chips here. Well, they're all the Lily's kind, but in the jar is dark chocolate chips. But in that back container, I have butterscotch and I have salted caramel and I have white chips. So I'm just going to do a mixture. And then I also have some Oreos here. You guys can use any toppings you want, whether it's cookies or candy, but I have these celebration Oreos, and being that it was a birthday, I thought these would work out perfect. So go ahead and get yourself a 9x13 pan and then spray the bottom vigorously. I'm a super sprayer. I hate when anything sticks. And then take your chocolate cake mix, dump the dry cake mix right into the bottom. I used a spoon. I kind of smeared it out and then I gave it a good shake. And then we added our chocolate pudding mix and I kind of smeared that on top. And then we added our 2 cups of milk and our 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And then you're going to use a whisk right in your 9x13 and mix it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to have some lumps, but that's okay. It'll all work itself out. And then put on your toppings, you guys. That is literally it. I put on a handful of dark chocolate chips, then a handful of butterscotch chips, then a handful of those salted caramel chips, and then I crushed up all of those celebration Oreo cookies, and I just kind of divided them amongst the top. I mean, you guys could go crazy. Cut up Twix or Snickers, do M&Ms, do whatever you want for your toppings. You really just needed that base, which was milk, butter, pudding, and chocolate cake mix. I mean, how do you go wrong? Into the oven for 40 to 45 minutes at 350 degrees. And you guys, this was so incredible. I don't know if I've ever really made a dump cake before, but this was so good. And the instructions said, like, be careful by doing the knife test on whether or not it comes out clean. Things may be extra gooey because it's a dump cake and that's just the way that it cooks up. But holy cow, do you see how fudgy that is and how gooey it is and how yummy this was? It held together like a brownie, but still had the fluffiness and the airiness of a cake. This was so good. There's no way I could have expected this to be as good as it was. And it was so sweet and decadent and rich that I just put a little bit of whipped cream on the side. I mean, everybody else did like ice cream and whipped cream and they did, sprinkles and hot fudge and the whole thing. For me, I don't like super sweet. So this was just perfect enough, but warm out of the oven with that whipped cream, you guys. so good. And I am the kind of person, when I make this kind of recipe, that I say, wow, that was so easy. How can I make it different? What flavors can I do? Like now I want to do the chocolate and add cherry and do like a black foresty kind of theme with dark chocolate shavings on the top. I don't know. I feel like the options are endless, but go ahead and try yourself that chocolate dump cake. All right, now we're going to make some chicken and dumplings, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to pull this recipe off because finding refrigerated biscuits right now, you guys, is literally impossible to find. And this is inspired by my friend Nicole Burgess. This is a derivative of hers. I kind of tweaked it just a little bit, but this is one of the recipes she shared in the cookbook that we all wrote together, myself, her, and Vanessa from Lemonade Mom. So I have 4 chicken breasts right here. I have a 1 white onion that we're going to cut up. I have 4 tablespoons of butter, some garlic powder, some salt and pepper, 1 can of cream of chicken soup. In this jar, I have my own homemade chicken broth that I just boiled down from making a chicken. You're supposed to use poultry seasoning, but I have the everything but the leftover seasoning from Trader Joe's. I have some heavy whipping cream here, and then because it was hard to get biscuits, I have box biscuit mix from the Dollar Tree and then Great Value biscuits. I just didn't know which one I was going to use or what was going to work best, but I have a liner here at my crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and dump the chicken breasts in there. I'm going to cut those 4 tablespoons of butter and sprinkle that over the top. I'm going to dice up our onion. A loose dice is fine because it's going to cook down while it cooks. And then I'm going to sprinkle with salt and with pepper. I'm going to do a little sprinkle of some garlic powder. I'm going to do a ton of poultry seasoning. The more poultry seasoning for me, the better. I just happen to like it. You guys, I do not measure. I will put measurements that I can do the best and share in the description box, but I don't measure. I just kind of wing it when it comes to that. But I did dump my broth in there. You can see it kind of came out jellified. That's what happens when it's not completely warm. This came out of the freezer. It's frozen broth of mine, so that's what it looks like. But in that same jar, I poured the 1 can of the cream of chicken soup, and then I filled the rest with heavy cream and poured it in there. It's essentially kind of making your own cream of chicken soup. I don't like to do a whole lot of like processed soup like that, but I put it in, I stirred it around, I threw my lid on, and I set it for 6 hours on high. After the 6 hours, I opened up our lid and I used a potato masher. I didn't want to get out the blender, hand blender or anything, and just kind of mushed up our chicken so that I shredded it good. I took our biscuits and I ended up cutting them up into 4s. These are the Great Value biscuits. They actually were pretty good. I didn't think they were going to work out so well, but they worked out fine. I never even needed to use the box of mix from the Dollar Tree. And then I just went ahead and added all those biscuits back in, and then we're going to throw the lid on and we're going to cook it for another 30 minutes on high. My problem was that after mine was done, it went to warm and I didn't realize it, and I threw the biscuits in. So this was it on the warm function, and I was like, yeah, those biscuits are not cooked. So I put it back on high again and stuck the lid back on. I did have to do like 45 minutes because it needed to get hot again, back up to temperature, but you can see right there that the dumplings cooked perfectly fine. I was really surprised. I am so used to using like a home style Pillsbury biscuit or whatever, but I couldn't find anything, but these were so good. Like I said, this definitely is not exactly Nicole's recipe. It's just my own little tweaked version, but her chicken and dumplings, like her concept is just so good. And this is just warm, hearty, amazing, easy, super easy crock pot meal. I made some brown rice that you can see as a bed on the bottom, just buttered brown rice, and then we layered this over the top, and that was it. I didn't even make a vegetable that night. Like, we just had the chicken and dumplings over the rice. It was so fantastic, and honestly, you guys, like, super easy, completely just dump and go. For our final recipe, this is another dump and go, and this is perfect for your Taco Tuesday. I actually made this on Tuesday, February, which is the 2nd month, so number 2 on the 22nd of 2022. So 2/2/2/2 on a Tuesday. I was ready to rock this out. And this is another super easy dump meal. This is a little bit different, but again, I like to tweak my recipes, but this is inspired by a recipe book that I got at the Dollar Tree that was like Ortega recipes for the crock pot. And so it was all kinds of like salsa things. So I took the inspiration and I ran with it. So I have our pack of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I have some cream cheese there, some shredded cheese. I have some pineapple salsa that I got from Trader Joe's, a can of whole kernel corn, a can of black beans, and then I have a can of Rotel, and I get the one that has jalapeno and cilantro in it. I feel like it's a better flavor. The things off to the side we're going to use later. I have like a soft tortilla bowl that I wanted to give as an option in case they didn't want chips. I have some yellow rice, and then I have a big bag of this pasta fusilli that I wanted to try and use to make my own cinnamon twists like Taco Bell. So I have another liner that I put in here, and then I dumped in our chicken breasts. And like I said, this is a dump and go recipe. So in goes your salsa, in goes your corn. You don't even need to drain it. You're going to go ahead and dump that Rotel in there. You're going to dump in your can of black beans. Again, there's no need to drain it because we're not going to add any other liquid. The liquid from these cans are going to be the liquid that we need for the crock pot. And all those things are so well flavored, we don't even need to season any other way. Put the lid on and put it on high for 4 hours, you guys. That is literally it. At the 4-hour mark, we're going to come back and shred it up. I feel like the house always smells incredible at this point, and the chicken is so tender that all you need to do is mix it around with a fork and look at it. It's just, I mean, it literally just fell apart. And now here is going to be the best part. So now we're going to throw in the creamy cheesy factor. So we're going to break up that block of cream cheese. I just throw it in little pieces, and then you're going to dump in roughly about 2 cups of shredded cheese. You're going to mix that around, stick the lid back on, and then again, another 30 minutes on high. This time I remembered, instead of letting it go to the warm function, I put it off and I let it cook. And then look, you guys, it makes this creamy, delectable topping. When I tell you that this is amazing for nachos, you don't even know. So I have chips right there. I have the Santa Fe salad from Sam's, the yellow rice, the tomatoes, the green onions. I have the soft tortilla taco shells. This, you guys, was like the dynamite taco ultimate Tuesday. Look at my plate. Look at my plate. So I have the yellow rice, and then I have a scoop of that Aztec chicken, probably 2 scoops to be honest. I have a handful of chips. I have some of that Santa Fe salad, and then in the middle I did like sour cream and tomato and the diced up green onions, and it was just so good. I did, however, put the pan on the stove with the oil and try and make my own cinnamon twist with the pasta. We're going to have find something else to do with that pasta because it did not work. But I looked it up, and you actually need a specific kind of pasta. You can't do that with any pasta. It needs to be Duro's Mexican wheat pellets, and that is what swells up to make their own cinnamon twist. So there's a Mexican market by my husband's job, so I asked him if he could look for me and see if he could find the Duro's. I'd love to make that in a future Taco Tuesday and share that with you guys because I love cinnamon twists, and I thought that they would be so good. I didn't get to share them with you guys, unfortunately. This time it was just these 3 recipes, but you guys, in just a little under 15 minutes, I was able to deliver to you guys 3 super easy dump and go recipes that are to be tried at home, especially since all of these are so versatile. You can literally serve these alongside of or with or in any fashion and change them up. And that's what's perfect about finding a great recipe that you can twist and tweak to what works best for your family. But thank you for coming and sitting with me through another recipe video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.